It's not bad, but I feel like why would I go and buy a gun that is a half a step behind the actual Glock? Very nice, I like. What's going on, ladies and gents? Today we're talking Shadow Systems. I've got here a friend of mine's Shadow Systems MR920. For those of you who do not know, this is a Glock 19 clone. This is what many people like to refer to as a Gucci Glock. You are going to be spending anywhere from $700 to $800, $900, $1,000, depending on what trim you go with. This is the MR920 War Poet edition. So the question that people are often asking when you talk Shadow Systems, is it worth it to go and spend that extra money? You often hear people say, Glocks are great, they're reliable, but I'm just going to end up dumping so much money into it to give it the upgrades to get it to where I want it to be. So we're going to talk features, we're going to talk concealability, we're going to talk about the trigger, shootability, of course, most of all, how it performed out on the range, recoil control, and just a couple of other things that I find to be important. So let's have a seat, let's sit down and take a closer look. Ergonomically, I would say this is superior to a standard Glock. Right off the bat, the first thing that jumps at you is the stippling. I rock a Talon grip on mine because I prefer not to carry a gun with stippling. So this is not as effective, for grip and control as stippling is, but I will say this is an annoyance to carry. So that's something that, you're gonna have to decide what you want to put up with. Magazine release is on par with the Glock. I cannot reach it without slightly altering my grip and turning the gun in my hand. This is something I always do on reloads, but this is not a problem for me. I'm able to knock this out and get the gun back to its proper position for a proper firing grip when I do my reloads. One thing I will say though is that the slide stop is it's right there. It is much more accessible than the Glock slide stop. Front slide serrations are extremely aggressive. Obviously, me having a 19X, I don't have them. The Gen 5 serrations are sufficient for me. These are a weapon in their own, to be honest. I feel like you can gash somebody in the face and just rub it across their forehead real good. Rear serrations, I don't really dig them. They seem too subtle. I think the OEM rear serrations on the Glock are better, a little grippier, but who cares, right? It's all about running the gun from the front like you operators do, right? I'm not big into magwells, me personally. They may aid you with your reloads, but this definitely prints more through the shirt. My friend who owns this pistol agrees with it. And you know what? Something I just noticed, it does not have ambidextrous slide stops. I guess the hell with your southpaws, huh? My Glock is nice and broken in, about 1,600 rounds. So the trigger is much smoother now than it was when I first got it. This is decently broken in. It's got about 900 rounds through it. And I'm gonna be honest, it's not close. It's not. I don't have one of those trigger scale devices, but I don't need one. Here goes another thing I don't like. It's out of battery right here. Now, this only happens when I do this, when I'm checking out the trigger reset and it's dry, but check it out. But there's the trigger. And yeah, my trigger, whether it's lighter or whether it's shorter, it's definitely smoother. But the owner of the gun agrees. It's not close. That's it. This is just better. It is, period. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I got 2 here. Okay, here's my final grouping on the MR920. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very nice. Oh wow.
You hit a very tight grip.
1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it's somewhere here. Very nice. I like. 1, 2, 3, and if you look closely, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I guess 5 is gonna be one of these guys up here. I am.
You suck, you jackass.
You said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What do we got, Austin?
3, 4, 2 misses. Nice shooting, soldier!
You can see that I kind of took my time a little better with the 19X. However, across the board, whether it was Austin or myself shooting slow or shooting fast, we both shoot better with the 19X. We both agreed that the recoil impulse is the same. If there is a difference, it's negligible. And we feel that the X factor is the difference in how light and smooth the triggers are. We've got 900 rounds through this pistol and it has one malfunction, but I will give it the benefit of the doubt because that malfunction was in the hands of a woman who is not an experienced shooter at all and pretty much limp-wristed it. So I'll give it a pass on that malfunction. It probably has about 150 or 200 steel casings through it, 8 right through all of them. Most of what we put through it is Blazer Brass 115 grain, Winchester white box, which I've had problems with other handguns in the past. As far as my 19X goes, I've got about 1,600 rounds through it, and I just don't know what it looks like jammed up, gentlemen. I'm sorry. That is a factor for me. You got 1 in 900 versus 0 in 1,600, and this might not matter for some of you out there, but me personally, the fact that this is manufactured by the originators of its design and the long-standing track record of Glock's reliability, that matters to me. That gives me the warm and fuzzy feeling. So, you know, I've always given this a 10 out of 10 on reliability, but I gotta be honest, I just can't find it in my heart to trust this like I can this. The reports are out there. You go, you look, you dig. Guys having trouble with different types of malfunctions. You can go on the Shadow Systems website and they themselves claim that Shadow Systems pistols can prefer some loads over others. You also have the 200 round break-in period that they speak of. I'm not trusting this like I trust this. Say whatever you want, it's not happening. Yeah, it's smoother. The action is smoother. It doesn't feel cheap. It feels cheap to me, you know, between the action not being as smooth and I don't like, did it do it? There it is. And then when I let the trigger go, it goes back forward. I understand the whole desire to be different and have something different. I used to suffer from that myself. It was the reason why I got a Walther PDP. You know, that gun wasn't for me. I get the whole, like, I don't want a Glock. Everybody's got a Glock and all that. But it's my opinion that when you go from being that casual shooter who does more YouTube watching and you know, Reddit discussions. When you go from being that guy to the guy who's like hitting the range every week, sending shots down range, you know, you got your Glock, it is running no matter what. You see other guys come onto the range with their SIGs and their echelons or their shadow systems, and you see their guns malfunctioning. It all becomes clear. You can talk about, yeah, I'm gonna get the Glock, but then I'm gonna have to dump all this money into it. This comes with all the features right out of the box. I took my time. I got my slide custom milled. I got the optic I wanted. I took my time building it and doing the add-ons. I might do another 1 or 2 things to it. I'm definitely not changing the trigger. I'm one of those guys. You know, if you want to call me a FUD, then go FUD yourself. But it is much more fulfilling to personalize it yourself, to take your time, you know, just trekking along your journey of getting your pistol to where you want it to be. It's not bad, but I feel like, why would I go and buy a gun that is a half a step behind the actual Glock? I'm just not doing it. And I'm just gonna finish the video off with this. I told my friend to get a 19X. He didn't listen to me, and come Saturday, he's actually trading this for a 19X plus some cash. He's getting a good deal. So take that with a grain of salt. You know, say whatever you want. He's getting rid of it and he's getting a Glock. So that's all I gotta say on that, man. I gotta do my thing, man. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. God bless. Have a great day.